The wind howled through the trees as our school bus rumbled to a stop in front of an old, decrepit mansion. My classmates and I exchanged nervous glances. We were on a field trip to explore the infamous Thornbrook Manor, a place that had been the subject of countless ghost stories and urban legends. As we stepped off the bus, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about this place. Our teacher, Mrs. Anderson, led the way as we entered the mansion. Cobwebs hung in every corner, and the air was thick with a musty odor. The place seemed frozen in time, as if the world had forgotten it existed. "Stay together, everyone," Mrs. Anderson instructed, her voice trembling slightly. "And remember, no touching anything." We wandered through the dark, dusty rooms, our flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. The wooden floors creaked beneath our feet, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets long kept hidden. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. As we explored deeper into the mansion, I heard faint, ghostly whispers that sent shivers down my spine. My friend Sarah tugged at my sleeve. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. I nodded, my heart pounding in my chest. We continued down a narrow corridor, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. It was as though the very walls of Thornbrook Manor were trying to communicate with us. Suddenly, we reached a door that was slightly ajar. The room beyond was bathed in an eerie, greenish glow. We cautiously pushed the door open and stepped inside. My breath caught in my throat as I took in the scene. The room was filled with antique mirrors, their surfaces reflecting grotesque, distorted versions of ourselves. I saw myself with elongated limbs, Sarah with a twisted, ghastly grin, and our other friends with nightmarish distortions. A cold chill swept over me, and I turned to leave, but the door slammed shut with a deafening bang. Panic set in as we pounded on the door, trying to force it open. The distorted reflections in the mirrors seemed to mock our terror. Hours passed, and we remained trapped in that room, our cries for help going unanswered. The whispers in the walls grew louder, and I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. As night fell, the room took on a malevolent presence. Shadows danced in the corners, and the mirrors seemed to warp reality itself. I could no longer trust my own eyes, and I feared that the mirrors were slowly draining our sanity. Sarah began to sob uncontrollably, and one by one, our friends succumbed to madness. Their laughter turned to maniacal screams, and their reflections in the mirrors twisted into grotesque, nightmarish forms. I knew that I had to find a way out of this nightmare. With trembling hands, I searched the room for any means of escape. Finally, I spotted a small, ornate key on a dusty table. It looked like it might fit the door's lock. As I reached for the key, the room seemed to come alive. The mirrors shattered, releasing an otherworldly scream that echoed through the mansion. I grabbed the key and rushed to unlock the door. With a final, desperate turn, the door swung open, and I stumbled out into the corridor. The mansion had grown even darker, and the whispers had become a deafening cacophony. I raced through the winding halls, pursued by unseen forces that whispered my name. Finally, I burst through the front doors of Thornbrook Manor and into the moonlit night. I collapsed on the lawn, gasping for breath. The rest of my classmates were nowhere to be seen. To this day, I can still hear the whispers of Thornbrook Manor in my dreams. The horrors we encountered there haunt me, a constant reminder that some places should remain untouched, some doors should never be opened, and some field trips should never be taken.